The direction says find all zeros of the polynomial. The first thing you want to do is factor. If you cannot factor, then you need to do P over Q and find your test points and test them. Then you get yourself down to a quadratic using synthetic division. And then you solve the quadratic using the quadratic formula. This is exactly like the warm-up that we did. So, to review, the warm-up was this. The warm-up said, find all zeros. Y equals 2x cubed minus 8x squared plus 9x minus 9. This cannot be factored either side. Sometimes you can cut it down the middle and factor by grouping, but you cannot. Okay? When you put it, we did P over Q. That's plus or minus. The factors of 9 is 1, 3, and 9. The factors of 2 are 1 and 2. That gives us plus or minus 1, plus or minus 1/2, plus or minus 3, plus or minus 3/2, plus or minus 9, plus or minus 9/2. You could test all these, or if you put it in your calculator, you know that 3 is a 0. So we put 3 in, and you do synthetic division. Bring down the 2, multiply. We got 0 here. Every time you do synthetic division, it goes down by 1 power. So this was x cubed, so this can be x squared. I can wait for you guys. I think everybody should be taking notes and have paper out. Okay, this thing cannot be factored. So, we have to use the quadratic equation. That gives us x equals negative times negative 2 plus or minus square root of negative 2 squared minus 4 times 2 times 3 divided by 2 times 2. So that's 2 plus or minus 4 minus 8 times 3 is 24 divided by 4, which gives us 2 plus or minus root negative 20 divided by 4. X equals. So I'm gonna, since I had to wait for you guys are gonna have to wait for me. And I had to wait for you a lot today. So this is square root of negative 4 times 5. Square root of negative 4, you can say, is 2i root 5. That would be 2 over 4 plus or minus 2i root 5 divided by 4. That gives me 1/2 plus or minus I root 5 over 2. If they ask you to write this out in the linear factorization, all of the zeros were these two zeros, the plus and the minus 1, as well as 3. It'd be y equals x minus 3 times x minus 1/2 plus root 5 over 2i times x minus 1/2 minus root 5 over 2i. If they ask you to write it out with linear and quadratics, it would be x minus 3 coming from the 3, and then this quadratic before you use the quadratic equation. 2x squared minus 2x plus 3.